live stream here. Monday, it's June the 4th. International Master William Pascal, June the 3rd, excuse me. International Master William Pascal, we're doing our Monday Euro facing blitz and rapid chess stream here. Getting ahead of myself. Glad it's only June the 3rd. We're going to be playing anything between 5+3 and 7+3 casual challenges. Let me see if I can get a warm-up game. So I've not played chess yet this morning. I was analyzing a bit, but no actual play yet today. So we will go to the lobby. And if someone's really interested, I also I am willing to play. I can't talk. I am willing to play 1 or 2 Chess 960 games. We haven't had a Chess 960 challenge in a very long time. We got a 3-4. I think I clicked it. Russia. All right. Strong opponent. Almost 2200. TWA. TWE. Twee. Twee 7. Solid player never cries, as they say. So the aggressive move here is b5. Try to exploit his sort of leaving out the move c4, but big but now. The problems are many. a6 may in fact be kind of slow. All right, this is not a long time control. I've got to be a little bit quicker. Risky business. a5, queen a7. I've seen some computers play like moves like bishop e3 that look really weird. Pondabodia. Welcome to Pondabodia. Do you know today's password, kids? Pondobia. Wow. Bishop takes f2 check, knight g4 isn't going to cut it. Man, this guy is really psycho. Creating a backward pawn on c3. Now it appears we could have problems with our own pawn. Pounda. Oh yeah, this looks dangerous. He's a b5 expert on the white side. Very weak pawn. Do I get a tax write-off for that? Knight d5. Ugly bishop c6, knight d4, of course. I think I just have to kind of accept that I'm going to lose that pawn, and then acceptance is half the battle. It's better that he takes it with the queen. But he doesn't have to take it with the queen. He could try to take it with the knight. Just take it. Goodbye, pawn. It was nice knowing you. Not really sure what I'm doing here. Trying to stop c4. Maybe bishop c4. A little cheapo. Hopefully I'm not losing a piece. c3 still under surveillance. It's all a well-planned sacrifice. Indeed, Bloby, welcome to Pondobia. Does this work? Percy Epworth back at work. What's that? We just play, no work. Just kidding. Great to see you guys, Bloby and Percy Hepworth here for our Euro stream. Okay, well, he just threatening e4 now? Is that what we're talking about? The backward pawn. Hopefully the backward pawn will prove problematic for white. I don't know. His knights are awkwardly tied down to that. He's got a lot of options, though. Mad Ramus. Rook C1, logical attempt now. It's not really that simple for him, though. Or is it? You can't play c4 without dropping the b4 pawn. And the rook at c1 is not protected. Now it's protected. This guy has to be bad tactically because he's not playing me positionally. He's outplaying me materially thus far. Kind of a Queen's Gambit sort of positional pressure here along the C line. Queen's Gambit-esque. Boba Bodia. What's that? What the heck is Boba Bodia? Bob, you gotta be making that up. Bloba Bodia. 100% true. It must be boring waiting in the ER. So what kind of snake got you? I think I better eat this pawn while the eating is good. Copperhead. Aren't those poisonous? Threatening. I don't know what. Equalize the equalizer. Damn, he had knight c6 there if he wanted to play for a win. Humans are more deadly to snakes, in fact. Oh, that's unbelievable. Oh, I'm gonna win. What a move. Oh man, he's lucky this is a casual game. Well-deserved victory. Thank you, sir. Alright, back to the stream. We made a new friend. Alright, we got 3 challenges after this warm-up game. Very, very convincing victory. Losing a pawn. And then getting it back and winning a piece with a 1-move threat. So, subscribers first. Barring no subscribers challenging me. Hint, hint. We've got T-Rex 7, Arsenal fan, and Morwa. So, none of these guys are actually subscribers. Although, Arsenal fan used to be, and Morwa is a friend of the stream. Technically no subscribers, so we'll just take the challenges that we get as we get them. Mr. Coffee subscribed to Tier 1. Mr. Coffee, you're supposed to be working. Good morning, man. Afternoon. So copperheads are venomous, right? I mean, that's one of the more dangerous snakes. Bob, do you really think? Do you really think it's a copperhead? Do you have any reason to believe that? Have you ever seen one in the wild? Where did this occur, Bob? Yeah, at least it didn't bite you in your pants, Bob. Things could be worse. Oh, Arsenal fan actually got its subscription donated by Mr. Coffee last night. I missed that in the heat of battle. Alright, then. Arsenal is next up. Kind of unusual move here from T-Rex. He's moved up from 1200 to 13. I'm not surprised he's going that direction. You don't have to wait for an hour, Arsenal. No need for that. Just one game. Unless you seriously want to wait for an hour, like, because you need to. Arsenal fan Richie, venomous snake in the UK called an adder. Like, you know, from Monty Python, the Black Adder. Oh, that wasn't Monty Python. That's actually, I'm crazy. Black Adder is Mr. Bean, right? Mr. Bean's old show. I'm crazy. All right, my UK TV is getting confused. Black Adder. You're still in the list. Mr. C. That's a strong knight on e4. Part of me wants to take this guy, but it's also mystery bishop. That was like where he's like a knight or something. I've only seen it like a couple times. You know, I mean playing later on. I kind of want to watch a few more games before playing. Okay, you let me know. I feel a little bit sorry for Bob. That can't be fun. They have a snake in the UK now. It's a new one. Just visiting. It has this bright orange hair. Let's Fianchetto. Let's go with the fianchetto. Bishop d3, bishop d3, h4, knight g5. I think he has chances to attack based on that kind of thing. Don't worry, there's lots of snake farms. There was this Romanian IM who passed away. He wanted me to go on to get in with him in this investment where he was gonna create like his own snake venom farming business. I know they do that in like Africa and stuff. Not really my field of expertise. He wanted like someone to invest with him. White sort of routinely developed, but he hasn't ever really put any thought into trying to attack around my king side. I thought h4, bishop d3, that was the best plan. Yeah, the southern United States, of course. We even have snakes in the northern parts of the United States, but not as many. Southern United States. Well, if they can't help you at the hospital, Bob, you can get some kind of, evangelical minister to fix you up. No doubt. For enough donations. Praise be the Lord. Bob's snakebite is better. I don't mean to make light of it, Mr. Bob. I'm about to hang a pawn here. Yes. Yes. Mr. Coffee, I thought they were called garter snakes. They're garner snakes? I thought they were garter snakes. James Garner. They're like private detectives. Guys, we're just passing the time with silly conversation while we get some good challenges here. Euro facing stream. I want to see some Euros. So please feel free to donate. Be the first one to cheer. Acerbate. Let's see if he's online. He's not online. It's too early. Out in Las Vegas, it's only 9:49. Look at this guy with knight h4. It's a crafty move. He's actually anticipating what I'm doing, which, isn't easy for people who are like supposed to be 1300. Acerbate will be here tomorrow, no doubt. No, I mean, I'm thinking, Mr. Coffee, it might be one of those things that you're actually repeating what a lot of other people said. It's possible that in your region, people really call them garner snakes, and you're just another one of the people who followed along. Pawn delicious. What are we going to do next? King f6. Active king. Now we just trade-o-matic. So I think T-Rex, he's 1300. He plays the opening well, but the endgame, he doesn't have any endgame knowledge. That's a huge hole. Obviously, this is a lost king and pawning game for white. It'll be like the gospel joke. Bob's definitely living in that territory. Praise be the Lord. We'll lay our hands on Bob, and he'll be healed. He'd like that too much, though. Thanks for your generosity. Now taking donations for Bob's treatment program. You can just donate directly to my stream. Bullet victim. I just threw away an old mouse here. Alright, guys. Arsenal's gonna wait. He's on wait mode. We'll play big money and then I guess more wah. Yeah, Bob, try to stay away from the light. Cheer now to be number 1. Big money would get mad when I would play F3, knight F3 all the time. Ooh, I had a bad game I lost yesterday in English. I'm not going to talk about that because I am human. And my simul went well, but that was one of the toughest simuls I can remember in a while. I mean, everyone played pretty well. I was felt kind of tired. It's a really energy draining experience doing the simuls. Year of the rat or the year of the snake? Is there a year of the snake? Bob, toward 50. You got 50 bits, Bob. That's how much people love you. 50 bits towards Bob's wellness fund. Well, Bishop D2 could be a fairly useful move here, depending on what Black does next. I don't know if I can do these sort of sacrifices with D5 anymore. Why masters tend to consistently beat players FIDE 2000 plus? Well, generally we beat them unless they're using Opening Explorer and an engine. But anyway, 94. Well, I mean, I think endgames are a big part of it. Experience really matters when you get to those tight endgames, Arsenal fan. Confidence, experience. So, big money is really like playing a tempo down here. I mean, that should be significant. I would typically play this line with Black, but it would have been my move in that position instead of White's move. Okay, Mr. Coffee, don't jeopardize your job on our accounts. Mr. Coffee, first one in the list for donations this week, 50 bits toward the Bob Bob Health Fund. Coffee to go. Is Bob contagious? Well, maybe not physically contagious, but I think his mental proclivities might be. Knight G5. Bishop G5, Bishop B7. Knight F1, Bishop A8. At the end of the day, what do? I don't think so. Cantankerous. Yeah, I mean, I think he's got some infectious ideas. Bloby said my left foot is dark red now. That sounds like you might have gotten it. Solid Leprosy. Leprosy. Okay, now I think we're golden because we're getting in knight f4 and the big d5. Except we're not. Damn. No, he's alright here. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Alright, so bishop g5 is funny. Queen e3. And bishop f4, queen e6 check. By g takes f. And I guess we just win a pawn. I have to be careful, though. Queen e6 check, king h8. Bishop g takes f. Rook f6, queen d5. Rook h6. He could try to line up his queen and rook against my h2 pawn. Okay, so queen c8, now the idea is to just... Well, he still has bishop g5, right? Well, that's irritating. But the space advantage should count for something. I think I heard a woodpecker. How much wood can a woodpeck peck if a woodpeck could peck wood? Bishop g5, d takes e, bishop takes f4. Queen takes f4. Correct. I have an interesting idea here. e3. Now if you take an f4, it's the e file. You have to do something. If you let me implant the knight on e6, that could be awkward. But that just loses material, so... He can't take. He almost has to do this line. And now the pressure down the e line is pretty nasty. Only move. Knight a6. I mean, I guess he could play e5. This looks like one of those Rockport Queen's Indian games with black. You know, like... Random Chinese 2750 versus Rockport. Richie kept getting very bad Queen's Indians for a while. Wow, so he's just like screwed. Man, can this hold for black? Okay, I'm at least winning a pawn. Pit snake. Only move... Excuse me. So only move knight c5. b4. c6. Queen f5. Rook e1, queen c8. Rook c8, rook e1. So b4 is probably not necessary. It would only serve to weaken my position. Terry Lilas, otherwise known as Morwa. Do you know Martinez Alcantara? Spanish player, I assume. No. Is it a man or a woman? A girl or boy? I guess that's a guy, right? But Martinez Alcantara is like the last names. It's a Peruvian boy. It probably has another name, like a first name. Those are probably his family names. So is he a star? Jim? Prodigy from Peru. Student of Grande Zuniga. Peruvian prodigies are a dime a dozen. Peruvian GM. You lose 3 days ago. Okay, when you're old like Jim and myself, everyone's a boy. He dropped an exchange. See-through fork. Transparent fork. Maybe it's not that bad. Wow, you got to play a really strong player. Was that rapid chess? Martinez Alcantara. Jose Eduardo. Richard Corey is another guy. Yeah, that's great. You got to play some really strong players, Teddy. Teddy is playing in the French Blitz and Rapid Championship, where, of course, Bloby should be competing with all the best live players in France. But you did well, right, Teddy? Arsenal fan. We're gonna wait. So, Morwa or Blobix? Blobix is a subscriber. Gets to play first. Which Frenchman will I play first? All right. Good day. Sladgie versus France. Game 1. The Catalan. Is that a political statement? Oh man, the B6 attack. He's preventing the Catalan. It's the anti-Catalan. I'm threatening D5. Normally I just transpose to something. I don't know that weird line with Queen C2. Yeah, F3. F3, what Arsenal fan is saying. Right, that's also normal. Now he's going into a double fianchetto setup. Could transpose to my game with Magnus Carlsen. Yevgeny Romanov and I played this as well. The game where I played for a draw. Okay, this is a modest way for white to play. Obviously, there's a lot more aggressive stuff I can do. This is my game with Romanov. Romanov. I don't know. Nefinov's not here to correct me. I think my game with Magnus was different. I can't remember. It was too long ago. But this is definitely the game with Romanov. So a lot of people play C5 here. Does that seem right? C5? Natasha Romanov. Is that the Natasha from the cartoons? Do you know in the UK, like those old Canadian cartoons, Rocky and Bullwinkle? They recently came out with like a remake, which is really stupid. Probably, but I was just curious if they ever broadcast those old cartoons in the UK. You probably have enough of your own stuff. But D5 is different. D5 is not the usual plan. Kind of seems very logical. The two main characters that were the villains were Natasha and Boris. But it was basically a cartoon that was made like during the Cold War. So the late Cold War years. That was one of the biggest motifs. All right. Freakazoid. That's hard to say. Freakazoid. This position looks quite cramped. That's the way my foot feels since Bob got the snake bite. I'm starting to get cramps in my feet. Oh, it's a Tim Burton cartoon. I liked a lot of Tim Burton stuff. What would Keith Arkle do? Trade bishops with knight h4. CD, bishop takes d5, knight h4, bishop takes g2, knight takes g2. Play for the endgame. You like queen c1? Well, this was part of the idea. It also incidentally guards some pawns. Guard. One of the only ideas of queen c1, so I can bring the rook here. Obviously playing bishop h6 was supposed to be an idea. Probably I should execute that immediately. Right. I mean, you could achieve the same thing with queen d2. Obviously, that's a candidate move too, but it doesn't protect c4. Clearly, I'm playing for a draw. According to Yevgeny Romanov. I know I'm doing the accent wrong on the Romanov. It sounds like... What was that recent TV show? Very solid move from Blobix. Uber solid, you might say. I guess we got to do this before it's too late. Remove the pressure against d4. This also slightly weakens his king position. Romanov. Romanov. Whatever I say, Nefedov always says it's wrong, no matter what. It's like when I tried to pronounce Brazilian name Rafael Leitao. Forget about it. You can never get it right. It's like a joke. I tried 30 times, you know, and it was nope, 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 nope. Nope, that's not right either. B3 was mentioned. An eventuality. Blumik said 1959, tearing up the rating system. He likes to keep under the radar. It's just that, you know, the tilde, or whatever you call it. The AO sound, I can't do in Portuguese. CD5. DC. Go with the hanging pounds. Knight to G5. He could consider taking with the knight, though. I think that's kind of compromising. I'm even looking at BC B4, but then C4. Is it worth giving him a protected pass pawn to get the D4 square? I wonders. Certainly would create a dynamic situation. Dr. Dynamico. I mean, moves like that would have been safer. Definitely Arsenal fan. I mean, his really sort of most dangerous attempt would have been to play C4 here. But it was double-edged. He chose to play more safely. The bishop on E4 is starting to piss me off now. Such a pain. Well, I don't mind trading queens. I have to be a little bit careful about the 7th rank. But I'm on A7. That helps a bit. Yeah, I mean, I like Queen C3. I wouldn't go as far as say white is winning. I mean, white is better. Better. It's a long way from winning. You mean like before or now? Arsenal is now a subscriber again. I probably should have considered F3. Actually, what is he going to do? My god, I had F3 last move, and I saw it and I forgot about it. Just wins immediately. It's embarrassing. Well, I was winning after F3. That's terrible. That's actually terrible that he missed it. Equally terrible that I missed it. With the better king here. Blobix has pretty good technique. I'm not really happy about knight f3, but it's kind of a forcing move. I'm obviously taking with the pawn on f3. The password is pawn takes f3. What? He's got a tactic for me with the cheapo. I think that's a mistake. You should trade knights. But okay. Chess is a game. It seems like trading knights would be in black's best interest. Okay, is he threatening anything? F5. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe you could take on f3. Bob, how's your leg feeling? You know there's like a 38% chance of paralysis from the waist up. I'm sorry, from the waist down. Waist down. Waist up is no problem for you. All right. Well, I missed that move completely. Yeah, I knew you'd. Man, why didn't I do that? No. Oh no. I can't believe I blew this. So I could just play like knight here, check, and king b2, knight takes a6, king c2. Apparently, like, everything's winning. e4. Now I have to be careful. This is a draw. I was afraid to move my knight away naturally. Knight f6 and then knight e4 is the threat. Alright, good game. Move 38. 36, g5 for black. No, he should have just taken. I mean, I knew that. Even I knew that. For a minute, I thought I was like losing here because his king can come up really fast, but that's... Wait a second. Yeah, this is a problem. So I have to take with the king, which wasn't my plan. Now it's like, okay, I take. He's got knight takes h4. Wow. Wait a minute here. Wow. I hallucinated that this was okay for black, but I have g7. Look at this. So this was actually, he was right. Knight takes f3, f takes g6. Oh, this move was stronger than I thought. He played knight f7. I'm winning. Oh, man. This is so sad. And I played it well until this point. This is tricky, though. Tricky. All right. Arsenal, are you ready to play soon? I'm going to play Marwa and then Bob. Marwa's been waiting. He's not an ordinary non-subscriber. I'll let him play. You'll play after Bob? Okay. So Marwa, then, so Mr. Bob. Bob is injured. His foot bit a snake. c3. Bob, you never had a pet snake, right? It's not your personal snake or something like that. This is an important move order, actually. Bishop g7 and knight f6. It's a slight difference between those two. Unusual move there. Black should more or less be okay after bishop e5 check. It's not really a dangerous move. White has better lines. I think it's kind of counterintuitive. It technically is white's better bishop with the pawns all being on dark squares. It's kind of like playing bishop e5 in a French or something. Guys, thanks for joining me for my stream. Only 27 players for the Euro-facing time. Where is everyone? All of our American friends are working. Just us losers that don't have conventional jobs. And Mr. Coffee sneaking in. We got it. Yeah, Arsenal fan will play after Bob. Bishop d7 check. Black should be about equal. I think I've had this before against someone. Strange but true. Could it possibly have been the exact same position against Marwa? He doesn't really play the c3 Sicilian very often, so I don't think it's against him. But I think I had this exact position before. At least in a blitz game or something like that. So I think this move is quiet. Rook e1 looks kind of... Putting pressure on e7 is the most problematic. Acerbate's favorite move, bishop e3. Sometimes certain players among us become rather obsessed with certain moves. Wow, Jim made a donation of 200 to take the weekly lead, blowing away Mr. Coffee into second place. Thank you, sir. Alright, I was thinking about knight g4, but actually, I mean, that move... HTFP subscribe with Twitch Prime. How can a player be obsessed with moves? Well, I mean, I see it all the time. Especially weaker players, they become reliant on doing the same bishop to the same square. They're trying to apply the same idea again and again. They feel like a sense of comfort somehow. You know, I mean, I don't think it's strange, really. H4 obsession, exactly like Ponda has. Just ordinary routine moves that they do. They try to apply that in every position when it's not even appropriate, you know. Like objectively, bishop e3 is not a good square for the bishop. Here it wasn't too bad because it maintains his strong pawn on d4, obviously. Black is equalized. But Marwa has this Magnus Carlsen sort of style where he doesn't really try to get an advantage in the opening. He just tries to play fast and practically, and then he's got decent technique in the endgame and the middle game. From which state this time? Oh wow, so Ludwig AC is in New York, the final stage. The jumping off point. Ludwig AC, hell of a month, a good month. I hope it was a good month. That's kind of a weird move to do, actually. Man, the c3 Sicilian is just very difficult to play for a win against. I chickened out. C5. Natibada's been here for a while. He didn't go away, but he's not that bad. Don't call him that. Or her. I don't think that Morwa and Blobix know each other, no. Different generations. So knight c2. Alright. Gotta be careful with the a6 pawn. France is a big country, but like you're saying, the United States is an even bigger country. I haven't seen almost anything. I've probably traveled more in Europe than the United States. Sadly. Hyper-modern queen. You gotta play a game of chess. So Arsenal, let's see, Bob is up first, then Arsenal, then Save a Dog. We're just like relentlessly attacking stuff. Please don't sacrifice a rook. But if you do sacrifice something, let's make it a whole rook. He's all over me with the pieces. Prophylaxic. This guy just came off playing a very strong Rapid and Blitz tournament. The French Championship, Open Championship for Blitz and Rapid, I guess. So, he's warmed up. Very good performance. I don't want to just sit here and do nothing. Try to clarify the situation a little bit. I'm not sure about this move, though. Seems like he's just induced weaknesses in my position. He has no weaknesses, and I have weaknesses. That's what a sham sacrifice is, right, Arsenal? Sham sacrifice is a sacrifice you get back. I have no idea where that phrase was coined. It sounds like a New York style chess phrase. Maybe Bobby Fischer invented something like, who knows? So the venomous f3, hallelujah. No, there was a game the last time Luke Van Velde came to the United States before they banned him. He lost to this guy, I can't remember the guy's name. It's the Strong I Am, young guy who has a high rating, relatively high rating. So Van Velde lost to like a 2400 in that. He tried to do the f3. Well, he messed up, like we were talking. I think it's probably over by now, his travel ban. But he'd like, when they asked him the questions when he came, the standard questions, he was like super honest. He was going to some chess camp. I guess they were going to give him some money or something, but it was like, kind of under the table. But nobody in their right mind would have said, yes, I'm like working in the United States. And he just like was like, yes, I'm working at a you know, whatever. So they basically like banned him for 5 years from traveling to the United States. It's sort of stupid. Keep out the terroristic Luke Van Velde. Alright, so he's all over me here. Knight g6. Wow. Am I just lost straight away? He like won the last 2 against me. It's gonna be like 3-0. Nice game by White. I'm just spacing out. I had to move my rook. I'm lost. Yeah, I lost. Good game. Man, h4 was a really scary move. I guess I just had to leave it there. That was a really good game. Supposedly I'm equal here, but man, I weakened myself decisively with that. I guess h5 wasn't such a big deal. It's a huge misjudgment. Just could not afford to play that. Alright, Mr. Bob. And we've got time for Mr. Bob. We've got time for the game against Arsenal fan, Save a Dog. $1,900 FIDE. He plays more like 22. Bird of Hermes, we take people who are subscribers to the stream. Sorry about that, but you're not a subscriber to my channel, so you're gonna have to wait unless you want to subscribe to the channel. He's like upset I skipped over him. Alright. But you probably might get a game. I've got to play the subscribers first. Sakamano, Save a Dog, Ludwig AC. No guarantees when you're not a subscriber. But I do try to play the challenges that I get, if possible. Vikings originally. Well, I think he has a good trainer. That usually helps. It's alright, Bird of Hermes. I don't mind if people don't subscribe, but I've got to be faithful to the people who do support the stream first. Then I'll try to play the other challengers that I get. Okay, so Bob dropped a pawn. I think the snake bite variation, we're going to call this. Just he's in too much pain. Why did you resign? He just hates his position. Alright. That was a quick one. Save a dog. No, Arsenal's up next. What happened, Bob? Just the snake bite hurt too much? Snakes on a plane. Man, that game was more wild. That was h4, wow. Ponda style. Just automatically played h6 like an idiot. c4. I have to admit that I don't know the theory of this variation too well, but don't they usually play like c4 right away? Man, I remember studying that like 30 years ago. With knight on f3, should that be some sort of minor inaccuracy? I mean, what can you really do to take advantage of it? I've seen some lines where black goes like bishop b4. It's like playing the Slav. I feel more comfortable with this type of structure. Knight d6 mate. Now it's a Slav. No longer a Caro-Kann. The long variation of the Slav of some sort. Nefedov would be thrilled with this position. I don't know why I keep playing the Caro-Kann against Arsenal. I'm sorry. I'm like obsessed with that. I played it yesterday too, right? In the simul. Oh, I lost the pawn. And then, yeah, I misplayed that too. Keeps getting the better of me in the opening. It's not my main defense, but... c5. If only I could play c5. Lost 3 in a row against more. Wow, that's getting kind of troublesome. Bishop g6 or bishop g4. I guess I like g6 better. No h4 like Morwa. He's not allowed to play h4 here without giving up a pawn. Thanks, guys, for watching and supporting the stream. Jim, Mr. Coffee, so far this week. Quiet stream today. Our Euro-facing time. I don't know what was just said. So Arsenal, yesterday, that line I have to look up. I did something drastically wrong. I guess after bishop e3 in that advanced Caro-Kann you played yesterday, I have to play like knight d7 and just try to win the pawn back. I have to check it out. That was not correct what I did in yesterday's game. Then I was like better, but then you did a good job to keep it close. Okay, knight b6, terrible square. There's c5. Risky. It looks like he's going to play b4 at some point. Who can blame him? I don't know, this seems a little weird. Maybe just bad. This move feels wrong. Obviously b4 is not good due to a5, but he has other ideas. Pondonia. He did b4 anyway. Whoa. That's exactly what I was like trying to prevent, I think. Bobby will understand. Blobby. Blobby Fisher. I was really trying almost to prevent b4. I didn't prevent it, but discourage it. Nah, I think he has a good trainer. I'm sure of it. But I mean, I think early on, he might have been a self-made man. Bishop d2 or queen a4. Juicebox Wizard is here. Juicebox Wizard is from Pandabodia. He missed our Pandabodia stream. You missed our Pandabodia simul yesterday. Pandabodium. Man, nice move. Urgh. Crowfab. A super expensive drug that insurance may or may not cover. Isn't that great? Don't worry, they have a generic. You only lose a couple of toes if you take the generic. It's not important. Not important, Bob. But what's truly important here? Generic anti-venom. Sorry to laugh at your misfortune. It's quite an unusual situation. Man, Arsenal fan getting troublesome. European medical care better? Mad Remus? Well, the prices are better, but the care, of course, they don't have as much money to provide good care, so it's a trade-off. It's not overpriced the way that Western medical care is, like insurance basically cheating everyone out of millions of dollars. But I mean, it's true that the hospitals in Hungary or something aren't going to be as good at all, you know. Pondabodia, the Fredonia of the duck soup. What the heck is that? All right. Well, that's like where I live in Southeast Massachusetts. I think the only job for women is like healthcare. The only job for men is landscapers. So there's a lot of hot nurses. There's a lot of ones that aren't though too. Looks like you got lucky. You got lucky, Bob. Tonight grilled snake. Where did he bite you? I mean, where were you that the snake attacked you? Like in your yard or something? You tell the race of people by the sound of them vomiting? Alright, that's weird enough, Bob. White vomiting. You're vomiting racist. Queen takes check. Alright, the rook can't be too well placed there. Knight b6. Actually, there was some new show that was being advertised on television yesterday, like The Butcher or something, where they have to cut up all kinds of strange animal meat. And they were highlighting an episode about gator. Snake, I'm sure, is very similar. Snake meat. Snake hors d'oeuvres. Meat is murder. And maybe eventually I can make some sort of progress here. Bishop's better than knights. Those knights are like stuck with Gorilla Glue to G3 and F3. Eventually, something's got to give here. Gorilla Glue. Oh man. It's got a way out. A sensible way out. Just keep it simple. Good move. Now, rook d3 is only move. You're going to lose the b pawn. But you could fight to live another day. Rook d3, rook b1, g3, rook takes b4, king g2. I don't think you should just flag here. but it's probably lost for white. Okay, Save a Dog is our last subscriber challenge, and then we will try to play Bird of Hermes. The English. While sneezing, Dana, but white snoring is much louder. What Bobby's talking about? I think that Jesse left me as my roommate because I was snoring, ironically, at the U.S. Championship. I don't know if I got that story to you before. We were staying together at a U.S. Championship in Seattle in this like 4-star hotel, and I don't remember how it worked. I guess we could go. We planned it that way. They didn't just like put us together. We actually chose to like share the same room together. But then Jesse divorced me because he said I was snoring too much. He's not the first person to do that too. Spanish Argentinian Grandmaster Javier Moreno had to he said I was snoring so loud that he had to first he like tried to crawl. This is hysterical. He said he tried to crawl between the bed and the wall to get asleep, and then he had to go in the bathtub. He literally slept in the bathtub. That was What's up? Turns out someone hacked my Domino's account, ordered hundreds of dollars worth of pizza across the USA. Why would anybody do that? Wow. I can understand if they like got gift cards or something. They're just randomly trolling you by buying people pizzas. They're like the Robin Hood, the pizza Robin Hood. Yeah, it's like a pizza Robin Hood. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. You also ended in the bath once in Germany after a very beerish night during Oktoberfest. Well, that's a different reason to be in the bathtub. That happens to everybody at some point, but having to like sleep in the bathtub because your roommate is snoring is pretty upsetting. I'm sorry for Javier. But the funny thing was, like, after that I switched, and Daniel Friedman was my new roommate, and he never complained or anything. I think some people are just like hypersensitive. I could see Jesse cry being like the grandmom. We called him grandmom, actually. One of my fraternity brothers. That was one of Jesse's nicknames. Man, black has that was a good decision because I was about to play bishop c5. So this isn't that bad for white yet. I mean, I have the bishop pair though. There's also queen e3 check. Alright, sorry honey, we have to cut our vacation short because someone stole my Domino's pizza card. They have Domino's in India? You're in the bath because you were snoring. Yeah, that's a good solution. That's a good place to put you, I would say. Alright, what am I going to do? Just play this endgame. Alright, whatever. I'm better. I've got the two bishops here. Oh, I'm up a pawn. Ponda. I wouldn't have made a big deal about it if I'd realized I was up a pawn. Of course I'm up a pawn. The first time I got drunk was in Moscow when I was on a student trip. And they did that. They put me in the shower. The other students. Man, I had the worst hangover ever. We were drinking vodka with Tang. The Europeans don't know what Tang is. It's like this orange powder. The bath is for afterwards. Now, Mad Ramus reminded me of a story about my dad's Finnish neighbor. He had a sauna. I've told this story before. He had a sauna in the house, and yeah, they would drink a lot of vodka and go in the sauna. It's almost killed my dad. Bob Sakamoto, yeah, you know what Tang is. Alright, this is just a technical win. We're up pawn with the bishop pair. No excuse. No excuses here. Coming with the a5. That's it. Savadog blundered early, and he didn't get out of the gate. It was an English defense where I played knight f6. I transposed to the Bloby opening. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm just experimenting here. But I don't think that's right. I was inspired by Bloby. Nah, Savadog's not. He's had too long a trip. Any snakes there in Cambodia, Juicebox? Got a few. I mean, have you personally had any snake experiences since being in Cambodia? It does seem like a snaky place. Did you have knight takes a3? Okay, he resigned, but did I just hang my pawn for a moment? He has knight a3. No, I'm just winning a piece. Okay. So this is a known position here. But I guess f3 is not great. It's a Persian Queen's Indian where you're playing f3. Yeah, this is no good. Uber driver showed up. The stream ends at 3 o'clock, so we still have time. The first non-subscriber will be Bird of Hermes. Thanks, guys, for subscribing. Don't forget to donate to support the stream. And also, our stream is, of course, you know, supporting the Get Well Bob's Foot Fund. So any donation applied, you know, to the stream automatically plays a large role in helping Bob's recovery. Don't forget. Aren't there a lot of snakes in New Zealand, I would assume? I think if you survive this, Bob, you should basically, it's like your calling, you know? You're made to be the next, like, Discovery Channel wildlife guy. You should start your own blog or something. Vlog. Wild animals in my yard. They're much more tame. I might suffer like a chipmunk bite. raccoon. You could get rabies though. There was a really bad story about that in Southeast Asia, right? Did you see that, Juicebox? Like last month, some woman from like Scandinavia was a tourist in like Vietnam or somewhere over there, and she like took a dog off the street, got bit by it, went home, didn't get a rabies shot and died. Yeah, I'm saying Bob could be like the new Steve Irwin. That's exactly what I'm promoting. Don't forget, if you get bit by random animals, get your rabies shot. Yeah, she's like, oh, look at the cute puppy that just bit me. I mean, so this is some kind of funky variation. I know nothing about Uber driver. Yep. So this is the moment of truth. Do we take with the E pawn or we play E5? Man, Uber driver's tough. The only way to beat him is on time. He like pre-moved. So I guess this is all theory and more or less equal. Yeah, the rabies. Yeah, I feel lucky you didn't get rabies there. That would be worse. You got to get a shot immediately if you get bit by a wild animal. I mean, I thought everybody knows that, but apparently not. So what now? I hope you have insurance, Bob. Judging by all the times I took my mom to the hospital, you're looking at about $10,000. I hope you didn't have to take an ambulance. They didn't come and pick you up in an ambulance or something. Then you're out another $3,000. Yeah, travel insurance. Don't even talk to me about that. Be very careful if you get travel insurance, by the way. Don't go with like a cheap travel insurance company. Make sure it's legit. I recommend like Allianz. But in Bob's case, it's like his, normal insurance. You didn't have to take an ambulance, did you? Then you're really screwed. They just like bill whatever they can think of, $5,000 for an ambulance ride like 1 mile down the road. They'll try to bill your insurance company for that. H3, conservative approach here. Trying to maybe, well, actually, where does he put his queen? Queen F6? Can he do that? Oh, man. Queen F6. Queen F6, Queen G6. Actually, if Queen F6, Bishop D3... Actually, Queen F6, he's triple attacking my pawn, which is a bit of a problem. But he didn't play it. Uber driver. Ted. Knight F6. Who is your identity, Uber driver? What is your identity? Everyone is dying to find out. Okay, Bishop G5. Intuition is not too good here. Pawn is attacked. What would Bob do? Bob likes this bishops out to b5, g5. That's his thing. h6. There's the interesting possibility of 2 knights versus 2 bishops. Bishop f6, queen f6, knight e4. All right, Bob. You're getting a little out of line now. Let's try to tone it down. It's a family channel. You don't have to be so descriptive. What are we going to do? 2 bishops versus 2 knights. I'm a very prophylactic player. You've seen that. Try to prevent everything. Everything in my house is like in these little baggies. You know, like... you know, like that movie with Jack Nicholson where he's like got obsessive compulsive disorder? I have closets full of, you know, plastic bags. No, it wasn't Analyze This. Analyze This is that other movie with As Good as It Gets, maybe. It's this guy who's just like this old man who's got OCD. It's kind of funny. I mean, having OCD isn't funny. I can relate to it because I've had a family member who had it, but the movie was funny. Well done. Partake. Uber driver is a minute and a half ahead of me now. It's just excessive. He's almost 50% against me. Their overall score. Secret Grandmaster. Yeah, Rook E8 is like probably best move. An Arsenal. Arsenal fan. Alright. I guess we're gonna lose another game. Knights versus bishops. You guys have found your soul brothers. Mother. What just happened? All right. Getting a little confused. I mean, I thought I was lost there. I guess this is a draw. I am maybe like microscopically better, but I'll give him the draw. I would have played King F1. Nice game by Uber Driver. Not going to find too many mistakes there by either side. So Bird of Hermes has been waiting forever to play. Guys, we have 40 minutes left in the stream, so if there's any other subscribers who haven't gotten the game in today, welcome to challenge. All right, Bob, you're about to get timed out. I don't want to have to like be babysitting your chat all day. Try to be a good boy. I know you're not going over the line quite, but you're pushing the limits. Challenges Amar Sinaga and Duck Dynasty. The white man comment. Yeah, it's not very pretty, man. All right, knight f6. But I know that you and Juicebox have a lot in common. I understand. Man, a lot of people fall for this trap. They think it's the Najdorf. But this is a serious problem for white now after queen b6. 8-1. All right, Amar Sinaga. Accidents happen, sometimes miniatures. I don't know if Amar is even ready. Uber Driver, tough game. I was too far behind on the clock. Trying to moderate the chat. Bob is cool. Bob knows how to ride the fence so he doesn't get kicked out. Most of the time. Thanks, Blob. Alright, guys. Oh, I just want to remind everybody while we're waiting. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a rapid tournament. No, not rapid. Blitz tournament here. Blitz tournament arena. 5:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. And I'm going to implement a password for the first time. I don't think I've ever done that, even back in the day. So we're going to have a password. I will know the password. A few of the regulars will know the password. And Pandemonium. It will be pandemonium when no one knows what the passport is. the password is. Mad Ramus, you're authorized to play. Just no using computer assistance against me. $20 games, I think. Alright, I'm going to abort this game. I don't think this guy... I think he left, basically. Abort game. Madramus is suspicious. Yeah, you're not allowed to get... I'm not going to play you, but you can play in the tournament if you want to. That last time when you... you seem like a nice guy, but I mean, offering me a take back, like, that was extremely suspicious, dude. Like, it was almost like a 3.0 evaluation popped up on your screen and you offered me a take back. I mean, that's just too weird. All right. I wasn't even sure I was losing a piece. Duck Daddy. Bring him before the chess court. All presiding, Judge Bob. Will it be a blitz arena? They need 20 games. Need 20 games, even when the... You're telling me you don't have 20 blitz games, Bloby? How many games do you have? How many games do you actually have, Bloby? I mean, I like to make it 20 just to be on the safe side. You don't have 20 blitz games? Alright, I'll make it 15 then. But I've got to make it something, just in case. In case one of the trolls slips through the password, we got to have multiple safety mechanisms in place. I know, he doesn't want to play 5 games. It would be a lot of time. I mean, maybe I'll make it 15, but I can't make it nothing. It's just every little thing helps. Keep the trolls at bay. Look at this, B6, very unorthodox. We'll try to take him out immediately. Now, the big problem is a player who, for example, has an established rating, who just keeps... He trolled my stream forever. I can't let him play with a clear conscience. And he just keeps coming back, so... Basically, I'm going to implement a password to keep that player and any players like him from playing. Got a great position here. But it does keep the riffraff out with a 30. People don't create, yeah, I'm whatever. I mean, it wasn't like, I'm sure he's using a computer. He was directly trolling me and mocking me and saying crazy things. And I mean, it was out of control. And he expects me to be happy about him playing in a tournament now. That's not happening. That guy is not welcome in my tournament. And people like him. Bob is an optimist. Is the foot half full or half empty? Still one spot free for Asterbait when he wakes up. Still not online. We've got Jim with 200 bits, Mr. Coffee with 50. Still there's a spot. Cheer to take number 3. The guy, I mean, I don't know that he was using an engine. I mean, he did play very strangely fast in some key moments, but the thing that upset me the most was the extended trolling. You know, like, just... I don't even want to remember it. It wasn't anything, like, horrific, but it was, like, constant. Trolling the chat, like, forever. It wouldn't stop, you know. He basically ruined several of my streams to some extent, and I just don't want him in my tournament. I'm not sure if he uses an engine or not. I mean, maybe he does. There's something really weird about his game too. But I mean, he's winning these tournaments constantly. Not Cheesy Noob, that other guy on whatever. He's constantly like winning my tournaments, but he's not that high rated. Yeah, he was sending me messages. He's out of control. He's totally out of control, you know. And just playing in the tournament is almost like trolling me, because he knows I don't like him and I don't want him in my tournament, and he's doing it anyway. Yeah, no, Esserman knows all about him. Esserman knows all about him. I guess he tolerates him, but I'm sure he wasn't as bad there. He calls him chest love. Chest love. He created like 20 Twitch accounts, you know. I mean, in the period of a week to bother me. He was advertising the Pondo Arena and Esserman's. He's not playing with a full deck, you know. When you play, you've got to play with a full deck. Duck is getting really passive here. I guess we should just go with the central entourage. He did something good at least. Yeah, he wants to advertise it, of course, because he wins every time, and even though he's like 1900, which makes no sense. Lobby's gone to work. Breaking with c6. Wow. Diagonal of death. Is this enough? Nothing really that clear here, though. Kambe. But you know the story with Tushar. The funny thing is, I think that guy, that name is like some sort of Indian soap opera character or something, from what I could gather. Served him notice. I like the candidate master who played in my in my tournament yesterday. I mean the simul. Come on now. I checked the game. He played 7 center pawn loss, no inaccuracies. I just resigned when it was like -2. I hadn't even lost any material yet, and almost every single move he made was the first choice of Stockfish. You know, I mean, what are you trying to prove there? Oh yeah, he was totally an engine, and it's the second time though, so that was his last chance. He's not playing me anymore. I should report him because it was pretty blatant. Most people will like do a better job trying to hide the fact that they're using an engine, but the guy yesterday just virtually every single move he played was the first choice of Stockfish, and I knew I was playing computer. It was obvious, but I had the first game against him where he was also suspicious. I played grandmasters who cheated, you know. I mean, it's not like it's a shock a candidate master cheated with a computer, you know. I mean, anybody will cheat if their ego or some kind of concrete thing is involved. Great job here, Black, surviving though. I'm a little bit worried about this. He's surviving a bit too long. Yeah, the candidate master, look at the game, man. It was I just resigned to move 25. I wasn't even losing any material yet. But it was like playing a, you know when you're playing a computer. I mean, this was like blatant. The game is like ridiculous. There was one move he made that was like not the first choice of Stockfish. It was like the third best move, probably. But I'm not going to get angry about it like I used to. Maybe I'll report him. A lot of people seem to think that if it's an unrated game, then it's okay to cheat or something like that. Common misconception. Well, it's not me who bans them. I report them, then the people at lichess decide if they're cheaters or not, and they make a decision. Yeah, of course. I mean, people cheat in live tournaments. Man, Duck Daddy is really defending this well. Computer Assistance Master. Yeah, he should just be called Computer Master. I'm not the one that like sentences them or finds them guilty. You know, I just refer them to the jury at lichess, and they can decide if they're cheaters or not. But I told you guys that. I mean, look at the Tushar story. Like, why was he cheating? You know, to make himself look better, so that he could teach chess lessons and collect money. You know, I mean, that's the motivation. I think the guy yesterday probably something along the same lines. He wants to look cool, so that he could get people to like take lessons from him or something. You know, that's why a candidate master would cheat in an unrated game. The same thing as Tushar. To make people think he's better than he is, and to make him attractive as like a chess teacher or something like that. I guess. I mean, that's why Grandmaster X, who cheated against me, I've told this story before. There was a site called the World Chess Network, like, that died about 15 years ago, and a whole bunch of grandmasters and IMs used to be among the players who would play like site pros on the site. And I played, and Larry Christensen and Mihai Marin and a bunch of very strong players among them. And there was one player, just one, among like 20 players who we realized was cheating. You know, it was pretty blatant because he was a GM, but he was like a really low-rated GM. And he was basically beating up on everybody. He was winning almost every single game. I mean, just to make himself look better. I mean, there was no money involved or anything like that. It's just, I was a little stunned. I can understand that there's money involved. I told a story also about an incident where they had a tournament for money on ICC, and there was a bunch of grandmasters I overheard talking about like forming a team that they would all play different aspects of the game, basically. Just sick. Wait, Bob, he was 2300? Who? I think we got him. Was there A6 maybe available? A6. Yeah, Tushar went too far at the end. I mean, I'm not the one who like said he was a cheater. It was someone else, but I mean, then you go from, you know, you're just like improving ridiculously. 1 minute you're 2,000, the next minute you're 2,300. It's like, but did he beat Feingold? I mean, Feingold's even stronger than me. I mean, I didn't know that. Maybe Feingold reported him. I mean, actually, he never got banned, right? He just disappeared. Arsenal fan is like, I think some people do legitimately progress. Of course they do. But it's a gradual process. It's not like they go from 2,000 to 2,300 in 2 weeks or something, you know? Yeah, he's self-banned. Morwa assisted? No, he's not. He's just a really good practical player. Although it hurts to lose 3 games in a row. Oh, Nefedov is here. Wow. No, Bloby. Morwa just like gained. He just gained like 250 points in this tournament he played in France. In rapid chess, I think he's probably going to be close to like 2,100 now. No, he's for real. I told you he has a good trainer. All right, Nefedov now the Slav. Man, I gotta play something different against Nefedov. I can't handle another one of those long variations of the Slav. Nefedov, home from work. The London system. Man, I hate when they do c6 anyway, but that's what Nefedov is gonna do. Asterbait approves too fast. He's definitely suspicious. Bob, did he get up to 1,700 again? So it's a Slav variation that I don't really play. Great. Bishop g4. I think I like that better. So Uber Driver says the call isn't bad when the guy goes c6. So Asturbate's up to 1709.72. He's taking the day off, it looks like, after that. That's the second time, though. He said he was 1,700 before. It's a good job, though. No, he's definitely improving. Mr. Coffee. I'm busting the Kali system here. What you do with your queen out on f3, I don't know. That sort of hurts. I feel like I have to go home. ET phone home. Much easier to win. That was much easier to win online games in the 80s on Minitel. Wow, French internet in these Jurassic times. 80s. The Hertan says that. Always play Queen D1. Mr. Donkey. Mr. Donkey was down for a visit back in the fall. I really don't know. I never play this type of line. What to do? Just make random moves. Feingold wants to play rook e8 and bishop f8. Well, that's a reasonable plan. I mean, that's like you're playing the... That's like you're playing the Rogozin system. Typical Rogozin system plan. Nefedov knows more sort of mainline stuff. Now I can't put my bishop on d3. I mean, I guess I could. It looks pretty lame. This all looks lame anyway. I mean, it's great if you're Kramnik or something. I first played online chess in 1991, I think. I mean, I knew of the existence of the internet, but computer lab at Boston University, maybe it was 1990, but I think it was probably 1991. But they had, I mean, I knew people who were playing chess like on CompuServe. I don't know if you had that later, Bloby. CompuServe in the early 90s. I mean, that's the first internet chess I heard of. But I didn't know about Bloby's Minitel. He's more old school than me. Gotta be careful here with Nefedov. What is Nefedov doing with that bishop? Weird idea, bishop f3. Monopolistic. Delayed the internet in France by some years. CompuServe in the 90s. Yeah, well, I mean, I know that people were playing on CompuServe. Not me. My first internet chess was played around 91. And I remember the funny thing was inputting the moves with, like, you know, letters on a green screen. One of those old green monitors. Like B2, B4. You had to type it in. We're playing blitz by like typing in our moves. It's crazy. There was no increment back then. Okay, guys, wrapping up the stream soon. Don't forget, cheer to take number 3. Wow, Pushek says I started playing chess 2 to 3 years ago. I played only a dozen times in the 80s and 90s. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Well, I thought it was my move. You can't trust someone, you know? I've been burned too many times, Juicebox. Women, best friends. You got a challenge for me? There it is. Well, that's what like my roommate wanted to do. I told the story about my grandmaster who was cheating. I told the story about the grandmaster who was cheating repeatedly against Larry C. and me and Marine, and my roommate was like, "Oh man, come on," because my roommate knew a lot about computers. Like he could have probably hooked up a really strong engine and on a very fast machine that's stronger than Grandmaster X, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to go to his level. But there was this temptation to do that, to counter cheat against the cheater, just to, you know. But no. This is a very old story, Pat Pushax. It's just a very old story about a grandmaster who cheated against a whole bunch of people. It was 20 years ago. Nefedov seems to have lost his internet. I think he's probably in transit in London or something and lost his internet. Like his mobile, he's like on the train or something. He's probably on the train and he lost his mobile connection. Call it a draw. Alright, we'll play Alms next. 7+3. Good to see Alms. This is why I do the streams on Monday and Fridays at this time, 12:30 Eastern time, because these players like Alms, maybe Nefedov had trouble because he's in transit now, but for the most part, I want to give some of my old friends from Europe a chance to play when it's not that late. My European friendly stream. Alms just made it. All right. Alms is a strong player. Hasn't been around lately because of my stream changing to American time. Actually, we saw another strong player from Germany for my simul yesterday. 2,000 plus, 2,100-ish. Ananas's other account. Bob was bitten by a black mamba. Bob's last days are upon us. It's funny because Bob's the one that's always joking that people are going to die or died. So, the Bob Memorial. How deadly is that poison, Bob? Maybe we should make it the Bob Memorial Blitz tournament on Tuesday. No, you only have one account, Alms. The other German player, who's around 2,100, has had two accounts. Just the account was, it was Ananas was his one account, and he played yesterday on the other one. But he's been a friend of the stream for a long time. Another player who probably can't make it because of the time difference. Rest in peace, Bob. It was kind of nice knowing you, Bob. I mean, even though you trolled me a lot, you're not a bad guy. You know, we'll remember you. We'll remember you with the Memorial Tournament on Tuesday. I'm not sure he'll be missed by all, but like maybe most. Mr. Coffee. He starts getting it starts affecting the nerves in the fingers. Right about this time, I think, normally. He got bit by a snake, and the anti-venom that he needs is too expensive for his insurance company. Something like that. I don't know. They don't have that snake venom in antidote in generic at CVS. Alright, so the Boston, if I play b5, does that just go straight into one of those e3 Benkos? Because that might be a bad idea. I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing there. I have an idea. What if we tried to play... You know, e6 is like how they usually go. This is this Axel Smith e3 poison system for white. What if I go e5 here? He's like a tempo down if he tries to do... my friend Jose Gonzalez Garcia played like e4 92 against me. But Ams is now a tempo down. Actually, he likes the Trojan system, so he'll probably do that. But he still can't get as good a game as Jose got against me years ago. Blink twice at Grandmaster X is Max Dlugi. I remember correctly he was banned 3 years ago from chess.com. Well, that I don't know about that. I mean, I'm a little surprised by that. But Max Dlugi, I mean, I'm not going to comment on him. I don't know him that well, despite the fact that he's American. And I mean, he's one of the players that I've played the least. I doubt it when I heard that they accused him of cheating, because he was one of the best bullet players like ever. And I just remember watching him play like over the board bullet with Feingold. I mean, it's just a player that I wouldn't suspect of needing to cheat. But he is, you know, or was one of the best bullet players of all time from the United States. Blitz players, no doubt, you know. He's much stronger in blitz than in regular chess. If he's like 25 something in regular, but in blitz he was much stronger. But Dlugi, yeah, I don't know enough about him. I played him once, and I lost in the Makaganov King's Indian with white. One of only 2 times I've ever played that system. In Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. He was doing chess videos for chess.com. They wouldn't have banned him with no reason. Well, no, I mean, clearly, like, they banned him for a reason. But the thing is that I don't like that site, and they're very petty. It's like political. People ban each other because they're, you know, their buddy doesn't like the other guy. I don't have any kind of connection to that site. I wouldn't really put too much stock in it. So I'm skeptical of anything about that. Struggle for power, whatever. All right, now where do I put my bishop here? We don't say the evil words. So I'll put it on c6. Bishops on the long diagonals. It was just a political struggle for power. I never heard anything concretely in my personal experience against Dlugi, but I have heard some people say he's kind of sketchy, but that's not a lot of evidence. I don't have enough information to convict, to refer him to the court of Bob. But I saw him play. I mean, he's legit one of the best blitz players I've ever seen. At least, and not only over the board, but online, you know. So, I don't think I ever played him too many games in blitz. Never got paired with him. No, I'm not a fan of that site, as everyone knows. I wholeheartedly support lichess. Zen chess just showed up. Now we gotta like do an extended stream to play Zen chess. That's the last one, guys. I don't care if my long lost brother is like the next guy who challenges me. There's no more challenges after the game with Zen chess. Zen chess is a tier 2 sub, and I appreciate that, as I appreciate all you guys. But I cannot stay any longer. I will extend the stream to do one more game with Zen chess, but that is absolutely the last game today. You're welcome, man. You're lucky it's not dinner time. If I'm doing the stream at 5, it's like 7:30 or 8. I'm starving to death. But since this is a 2:30 stream, Zen chess, think like Nimzovich. This is probably a mistake. I should just like agree to a draw. Actually, I'm still better there even in the bishop end game, although it's still, I believe it's a draw. I don't know, I'm skeptical that this move might be a mistake, but maybe not. Tier 2 can draw lost positions. No, Tier 3 wins lost positions. There was a famous game that Nimzovich won with black. I think it was against Vidmar. Does that sound right? Where there was an open central file, and it looks like Nimzovich is going to play like rook on a to d8. But he just, yeah, I think it was Milan Vidmar. Nimzovich just played like rook on a to e8, and he just like let white double on the d file. He didn't even care. It's one of the most famous games, I think, that Nimzovich played, pretty much. New York 1927, maybe? So this abandoning the open file. Zen chess says he's his chess hero. I remember I went to my first tournament, or it was like the second one maybe, when I was like 1300, and there was this kid who was like, Nimzovich sucks. I was like, alright, I don't know. I didn't really know, you know, any better, honestly. Like, okay, if you say so. I just remember that distinctly. Relevant. It's not relevant to anything, really. Alms is an experienced site pro. That is the best move. How do we progress? So you're putting your king on e3. What am I doing? Not really sure. Undecided. Blockader. Blockadovich. Oh man. You had that. Just had that. Well, ZenChess is developing an interface for ICC. Hearsay. Well, God knows they need it, man. Good luck. All right. This is a draw. This is a draw. Take care, Arsenal fan. Man, am I worse now? Ooh, dude, I think you had like rook g1 there. If you play rook g1 and you're coming down on me here, I could be in serious danger. I'm not sure if I'm not like even just like worse there. Actually. It's a draw. I hope. Cutting it kind of close here. I think I'm trying to lose. Man, I'm really trying to lose, I think. I get the pawn on the 7th. He gets the pawn on the 7th. Very dangerous takes, e7. Rook h6. We're like paralyzed. Did I have time for bishop c2 there? Because I should have thought of that before. Oh no. Juicebox, take care. I'm gonna draw anyway. Playing it well. I was playing it well. Check. Grobbing good. Grobbing good game. So this is a flag, like on lichess. Alright, good game. I can't take Duck Daddy again. I'm gonna have to play the last game against ZenChess. Then it's time to get to work. This is just my like part-time gig. I'm secretly working at the flea market for my regular job. Lucky Escape. I don't think it was Lucky Escape. I think you were fine. Honestly, like, it was a little clumsy, but you played fine. I don't think you were ever really lost. Zen chess, super tough. Alright, last game, guys. Pramnik. Zen doesn't do King's Indian. Well, I know I was better, you know, and the question is playing it right to maximize my chance to win. I don't think I did it. I don't think I achieved the maximum chances. Wow, the computer says it was winning for black. I stand corrected. We'll have to check that out. Interesting endgame. I didn't think I had enough. I'm curious about my decision to avoid the exchange of rooks, if that was the right move or not. You know, when I played rook to b8, even with only one pawn, I was winning. Whoa, really? That's extremely surprising. Maybe that's why Infinite Flash Chess said I was playing it really well. Not Infinite Flash, but Zen Chess. The Alexander Kostyniuk maneuver. There was this game I did for chesslecture.com. No, maybe I did it for my YouTube channel. I can't remember now. I think I did it on the YouTube channel. Guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. So the Kostyniuk played like Queen C8 and Knight A6 in a similar position against Elianov. And I was just... I mean, I understand why you would do this, but it's time consuming, you know. And Knight A6 was the other thing she did. Because of this, she had to do that. And the whole position was kind of weird. Caveman? Oh, Uber driver. Well, you and your cousin Merle would have played H5 already. Probably. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Merle really went off on me in the simul. I was lucky, you know, he went back to sleep and you took over. I was able to draw today. This is a Reti, yeah. It's a Reti. I don't really think, like, you know, it's a big deal for white to allow bishop h3, bishop takes g2. White has a slight advantage, but it's not very much. The Reti is not the most ambitious opening, obviously. So e4, we could clarify the center, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. No, obviously, these are some ideas here. Queen f5 might itself be a mistake, because ultimately it's his queen that's going to get attacked. It's sort of like you're trying to justify Queen c8 by putting it on f5, but probably Queen f5 is a worse move than Queen c8, actually. Perhaps something like Queen d8, you know, going back to a normal square later on. I don't know, you know, I mean, maybe it's not that bad, but it looks like you're asking for trouble by putting your queen on f5 here. It's nearly trapped. Nearly being the active word. g4. I mean, if g4, he's almost trapped his queen. Yeah, I know you get out via d6. g4, queen e6, knight g5, queen d6. Why didn't I play e4, maybe? Will you just take, if you simplify the structure? I don't really like the symmetrical pawn structure. It's hard to win in that sort of structure. I'm obviously sort of hoping that black does something dumb like d takes c4. I try to pronounce names correctly if I can. I live in Europe, actually, so when you live in Hungary, it's like easy to pronounce Réti because it's actually a Hungarian name. Réti was like born in Czechoslovakia, or he was from Czechoslovakia, but Réti is like a Hungarian name, so I'm especially good at that. I'm a specialist in Hungarian names. Marazzi. Oh, that was weird. The other day I went to that old site, chessgames.com, and they have like a drop-down menu of all the grandmasters, so you can search through the games. Sometimes I use it. It's a very old site and I don't really like it, but just if I'm quickly looking for something, I'll go there. And I was shocked that I was going through the drop-down menu and Marazzi wasn't on the list, you know? Unless it's misspelled or I didn't see it. It's like the first time I've seen like a really notable player who was omitted from their drop-down list. I mean, Marazzi was an incredibly important player. All right, we're going to play c5 here. Duncan Archie. No, I don't know that site. Yahoo Games. There was even this chess site, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. What was it called? Used to be able to play for money. But you had to play bullet because otherwise everybody was cheating, you know. Games something. Not Pogo. It was cool, but I guess nowadays. Alright, so Zen Chess bidding for freedom. Could be a mistake by both sides, probably the last sequence, honestly. It's going to be very hard for me to keep that pawn protected. This is weird. Tactics would be good. So b4, a5, knight b3. AB, bishop takes b4. Man, this is weird. Oh, that's an interesting. Both sides succeeded to kill every knight. Yeah, my guy's coming over here. If I can get it. Pretty demented. Pawn. It's a pawn bishop. Well, I like calculating, but it's not easy in most positions because there's so many possibilities to calculate far ahead. I like positions where there are tactics. You can calculate much more quickly if you're calculating what you consider to be kind of like forced or forcing moves. Someone mentioned Charles Hurtan, an old colleague of mine. He wrote a book called Forcing Chess Moves. where he tries to illustrate this idea. Queen c4, a very funny move there. That might have been just bad, but worth a consideration for a moment. Yeah, the d file will be important, of course. Bob calculated 10 moves yesterday. Someone's heading for e6, it looks like. I've got that well guarded. Wonder if I could even play like rook d6. Let him take, and the c6 becomes a weakness. He's pressurized on time. Knight a5 is an idea. Possibly bishop a5. Force his hand. I mean, my bishop on b4 is bad. His bishop on g7 is bad. Bilby's talking about knights being bad, but I think really noticeable here is the fact that the bishops are bad. Bishop a5. The main idea is knight e6, but I can just take it if he does that. It being the pawn there. How to make progress. Bishop c3 drops a pawn. Okay, I don't know what to do. But Zen chess is very good at, he's very good at time. Right. Yeah, he's trying to play knight d4. Of course, it's classic King's Indian concept. No, he's played this really solidly. That's a nice patient move. Wow, gotta give him credit for that. Thinking outside the box 101. Rook d7. Tremendous move. Now I feel like kind of an idiot. On the other hand, maybe I can play like, well, I can't drop my a3 pawn. Yeah, it sucks. I achieved nothing there. Okay, there's another idea. I have another idea. Let's try this a different way. There's this pawn. That's kind of awkward to protect. We can do knight a5. Knocked his knight off its perch. Knight a5. It looks like white's better, but I'm not convinced there's going to be any way to break through. I could play a4 maybe. Fischer-esque. Kind of like a King's Indian attack. Knight g5. Knight g5, queen e7. I feel like that might help him. There is just attack his knight again. H4 is a good idea, maybe. I mean, it loosens this square. It's getting really passive now. Knight g5. Now he's just going to attack my knight again. I mean, maybe I should have played for A4, like I said earlier. Knight D8. And my pawn's just hanging. Knight G5. Queen E7. He's stopping that Knight G5 idea now. Try to regroup here. Knight's a really good blockader. Slowly, it's like he's almost better. I've had no plan for 100 moves. Damn it. It's probably a bad move. Not clear. Wow, he has a defender. Amazing move. Amazing. With one M. Damn it, Bob. It's all your fault. Connected pawns. Easy win. It's an easy win, 2 connectors. Alright, good battle. No comments. It was a back and forth game, so solid result for both sides. Alright guys, I'm late. I've got to go. You're welcome for the extended stream today. Thanks everybody. I'll be back. By the way, tomorrow, don't forget, it is 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Blitz Arena here on lichess. It will be password protected. So, I will tell a few of the regulars privately the password, and then if you want to know the password, you ask either myself or one of the regulars who's here from the beginning. Okay? So, we'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night. Hasta la vista. Bisanta tashra. And all that good stuff. Bye-bye. You're not the real panda, man. I told you.